When you switch on the Mess Manager's Fire Handler, you enable instant preview, array and smart build options. Everything you do is temporary. Things are created for you on the fly. Prefabs are replaced with other prefabs on the fly as you click and scroll with your mouse. This is to free your creativity. Just check out and instantiate. Try things. Make something. Click around. It's non-destructive. However, when you want things to actually stay in your scene, you need to have the instantiated prefabs not being temporary children of the fire handler, but be permanently placed somewhere in your hierarchy. This process is referred to as releasing. Let's see how this works in a clean scene. When the fire handler is on and you have instantiated a prefab via the yellow buttons, you will see the white release buttons in the bottom of the Mess Manager's window. The number of white buttons and their caption varies depending on how you work, but here's a couple of the most common scenarios. Fred, can I ask you to please read out the names of the buttons?
Sure, Samantha. The first button is simply Release and Root.
Thank you. Pressing this button will simply release the fired prefab from Fire Handler and place it in the root of your hierarchy. If you hold Shift, this button will change to
Wrapper and Root.
Wrapper and Root. Yes, what this does is making an empty game object in the root, and then releases your fired prefab as a child of this game object.
Why would you want to do that?
I'll show you in a second. For now, let's rename this one to Vehicles. You see, now that we have something else in the scene, Mess Manager starts to notice what you are up to and the buttons changes accordingly. Let's say I was now adding another car to my scene. Now, where would I like to release that?
In the hierarchy? Also under Vehicles?
Exactly, and the button Release in Level will do exactly that.
So, what if I want to place a lot of vehicles? Do I have to consider where in the hierarchy to place each one and every time?
Do I have to consider where in the hierarchy to place each one and every time? No, this is what stamping is for. Select once, stamp till you opt out. Let me show you. Select the something else that is already under the same wrapper, and just press Stamp and Level. Now you can power instantiate like this. Everything is released under the same wrapper until you stop stamping again.
Alright, the button ones are variations over the name Replace. I guess they will replace the selected then?
Yes, if you first fire like before. And then instead of releasing, you can simply replace the selected transform with your prefab.
Yay, blow it all up, baby. Replacing things in the scene sounds dangerous. Is undo supported?
Yes, not only is undo supported, it's accumulative. When you undo, the replaced transform is back, but the prefab you replaced it with is also placed inside Fire Handler should you need it for any reason.
Oh yes.
Yes. Oh yes, just one last thing. When working with a hierarchy like this, especially in scenes with a lot of game objects, it's often nice to be able to select the parent of a transform with a single click. That's what this little gray button is for. It shows up whenever there's an option to select a parent in the hierarchy.
So basically you can just close the hierarchy, project window, basically everything but scene in the Mess Manager, and just make levels with well-organized hierarchies?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes. Mess Manager handles your Unity asset store prefabs like a boss.